What's up, everyone? Seena here with StrongFound Personal Training, your one-stop shop for all your fitness needs. Coming to you here today with the very first restoration tip video. So why restoration, or what do I mean? Well, first of all, why restoration? Simply because COVID-19, baby. We've got a lot of reason to be stressed, anxious, and sometimes we're just seated too much. What do I mean by restoration? Some preventative measure or way to keep your body moving and in sync as it should normally, i.e. with stretching, muscle release, and stuff like that. So today we're going to talk about my very favorite hip flexor stretch, and I'm simply going to call it the half kneeling hip flexor stretch. One thing to note is there's 3 variations to this stretch, and just by tweaking the position of your foot, specifically the back foot, you can target 3 different muscles. So let's get started here. So down on the mat, hopefully you have a yoga mat or something comfortable at home where you can get down on the ground. What we're going to do is assume a half kneeling position, which is basically a lunge position on the ground. First thing to note here, we want to make sure that your hips are centered and focused or set straight ahead. So no external or internal rotation here. You want to keep your body succinct and upright. Think rib cage down just slightly, pelvic tilt to adjust. And right here off the bat, without doing anything past the instructional, I'm already feeling a stretch in my right side here. You'll notice my back foot is more or less laying down on its face, and this is the first focus of the stretch. This muscle we're specifically focusing on here is the psoas muscle, a deeper hip flexor muscle. If you feel the stretch right here, one way you can intensify is bring the same side that you're stretching, bring the same side arm up, lean just a little bit the other way. We don't want to be like that. Just enough, and you should feel a little more of intensity there or effectiveness in the stretch. A couple mistakes to note with this stretch. Number one, some people revert to low back sway and they shift all their body weight forward. This is nice and great, but let's not do that, okay? We don't want to encourage movement in the low back, plus you just simply don't need it for effective stretch. Keep your body succinct, like I said, upright. Think posterior pelvic tilt, so tailbone or butt down. Hold position. You can maybe shift a little bit, but not too much. Okay, so second position, I'm just going to relax and reset. What we're going to do here, same exact setup, but now rather than flat facing the back foot, you want to lay it down to the inside, kind of on its face. Don't tense up, it can kind of cramp the ankle. Same position of the upper body, everything else in place. Now we're focusing more on the IT band into TFL, or tensor fasciae lata. Same idea here. If you feel the stretch, but it's easy enough, you can intensify by reaching and extending just slightly the other way. Okay, final setup here. Here we're targeting more of the upper middle quad, or the rectus femoris. The one main change here is we dorsiflex, which means angle the toe towards the shin on the back foot. So there's a grip here with the toes. Again, same exact setup of everything else, pelvic tilt, body upright. And now you should feel it pull not only in the hips, but down into the quad, which is really nice. And there you have it. What you want to do on this stretch, hold for a minimum of 15 seconds, a good smooth 15-second count, no rush. Then switch the legs around and do the same thing on the other side. Remember with stretches is you can go as long as 30, heck even 60 seconds, but work your way into it. Focus on technique, make sure you're hitting and feeling the muscles that you should. So how frequently should you do this stretch? Well, if we've been seated at home more than often, which has happened as of late, or you have a desk job, I would probably recommend trying to do it every 1 or 2 hours, so several times a day. Just get up from where you're seated, find a comfortable position, and fall into stretch. There you have it, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Again, this has been Seena with StrongFound Personal Training. Any questions or comments that you have, please leave them below, or feel free to email me strongfound5306@gmail.com. Until next time, stay moving, stay stretching, stay well.